Hello my loves. Firstly, do we like my new dressing gown? Because I do. Secondly, I apologise for how incredibly shiny my face is. The SPF that I'm using at the moment, it has a very dewy finish and we both love that and find it challenging. Also, I have had to leave the windows open, okay? There is no way I'm doing this. It's warm. It is very, very warm and there is no way that I am filming with windows closed. So, first things first, hair. I actually got my hair cut yesterday and so this is my first time styling it and it's got about 1 million more layers in it. So we are praying that it is going to, it's going to be fine. It's probably going to be enormous, but that's sort of the point. But I'm trying a new product. This is the Too Chic Ultra Moist Dual Action Protective Leave-In Spray, because basically I have been using, I think I showed this in one of my recent videos, the Revlon Unique one, but this is also a bit of a gel. And I just think I'm using because I'm using a gel in the shower as well. And I just think that this is, it's just proving a little bit too much. I think I need to be using one or the other. So I wanted to get a spray. So the first question that I wanted to answer was, are you still doing your 1 item a month? And the answer to this is sort of yes, but no. Basically, I just realised that actually doing that 1 item a month was slightly backfiring on me in the fact that I felt pressure to buy something, which is the complete opposite of what that challenge is meant to do. The whole point of doing the 1 item a month is that you don't buy lots of little things, you buy sort of one, you know, higher ticket item or something that you know, a better quality item rather than higher ticket, I suppose. But the reason I haven't really been doing it is also tied to a very, very exciting appointment that I have this morning. I'm going to talk to a man about a dog. No, I'm not. I'm going to talk to a very, very lovely lady about a very, very special piece that I might be having made. And I don't want to say any more than that just yet, just because it might not happen. We're gonna see, but I've sort of been saving up for that. I have also been buying different options for Henley Regatta. So that's happening next week. And so I've been, it's already bouncing back better. A haircut makes such a difference. I always leave it way too long in between and then I'm like, wow, it's so much better now. No kidding. So I have been spending a bit on that and that will be next week's video, by the way. Will be me trying and failing so far. My last ditch attempt is in the post as we speak. And to find an outfit for Henley Royal Regatta this year because I have a very, very specific vision in mind. Oh, sunshine. So I am kind of doing it in the fact that I am trying to be very conscious about what I'm buying. It's just that the last few months just hasn't really worked for me. I don't know, I think it's one of those things where it's like, if you have the budget to buy the things that you know, genuinely need and also have money left over to save up or do, you know, buy a sort of treat item, but then they are meant to be things that you need, you're supposed to be, I don't know. Can you tell? I'm a bit conflicted on it. Basically, it's just, it hasn't been practical for me to do the last few months, what with saving for this special piece, which I suppose is kind of also the point, is that you're meant to save up and, you know, buy the one thing. So yes, that was a very, very long way of saying yes, but not in the way I maybe framed it when I first filmed those videos. And for that I am sorry, because I actually had this question a couple of times. So yes, apologies for slightly dropping the ball on that one. But you know, we try things and sometimes they don't work out and that's okay. Smoothie break. Okay, next question is, can you do a perfume collection video? Now, the answer to this is yes, I absolutely could. It would be the world's shortest video because I basically only wear one perfume and it's the Tom Ford Black Orchid fragrance. And I got onto this when I bought it in an airport because I had some birthday money and I wanted to treat myself to a lovely fragrance, and so spent a bit of time smelling them all. My poor husband nearly went insane because I think he was like, they all smell the same at this point. Anyway, bless him, he's a trooper. And yeah, and I found the Black Orchid scent. Now, I will say it's quite a unisex fragrance, but I really, really like them. If anything, I would almost wear aftershave, because I find that any scent that is sweet pulls even sweeter on me. So remember, you know, different fragrances, and particularly very high quality fragrances, will smell slightly different on every person, because it sort of interacts, you know, with your skin and all this kind of stuff. As you can tell, I know the silence very intimately. And yeah, so any sweet fragrance just goes incredibly sweet on me, and really sickly, and I hate that. It's not me at all. I like quite a sort of sexy scent, I suppose you would say. Like, you know what I mean by that, like a deeper, more kind of oody scent, I suppose. But yeah, Tom Ford Black Orchid, I absolutely love it. I have never had so many compliments on how I smell before I started wearing that perfume. And it's really nice, because a friend of mine was just like, oh, I knew you were here, because, you know, I walked into the room and I could just smell it, just like a tiny bit. And I was like, oh gosh, maybe I put too much. But yeah, no, she said it was a nice thing. So yes, I wear that basically exclusively. So yes, I could film that video, but it would be, like I say, about 3 minutes long. Right, it is diffusing time. You can see the layers, it really is springing up. So I'm gonna go away and make my neck and arms and everything ache diffusing for 3 million hours, and then we'll be back. Whew. Well, if I wasn't dewy before, I certainly am now. So I've just clipped that bit out of the way whilst I do my makeup, but I think the haircut has done its trick. Anyway, so for base, I'm gonna be using the Laura Geller Baked Balance and Brighten foundation. I maintain this is not a coverage kind of a foundation. It is a light wash colour and just mattifies you a little bit, but not in like a matte way, if that makes sense. Apologies, I hadn't realised that my phone decided to stop filming. For eyeshadow and blush, I'm just using the L'Oreal Life's a Peach, which I've had for absolute years and I'm trying to use up. You'll be sick of me saying it. If anybody knows a cruelty-free alternative to this, let me know. But the next question I had was, what do you do for a living? Now, I am actually a classical musician. So I started playing the violin when I was very, very young, about 3 or 4. The records differ on which one it is, but very young anyway. And then I played the violin as well as the bassoon and the piano, random I know, until I was 16. And then I did my grade 8 violin, which is sort of the top grade that you can do before you go off to like music college, that kind of thing. And so I was a little bit like, oh, what do I do? What do I do now? And my wonderful teacher said, oh, you know, well, why don't you learn the viola? Because they're, you know, the basics are similar in how, you know, you hold it the same way, kind of looks similar. And so, you know, if you wanted to give that a go, you could do. And it is a useful skill to have, even if you don't go on to play it full time. And I was like, sure, fine, whatever. And within about 2 hours, sorry, this is the Revolution Makeup, they got makeup, Revolution Makeup Revolution. Anyway, in the brow gel in dark brown. And within about 2 hours, I was in a quartet, a little student quartet, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I went off to the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama on the viola, and I had a wonderful time there. I think music college is extremely intense, and I had a wonderful bit of advice from a teacher before I went, and it was that you will either come out of music college loving what you do so much that you can never do anything else, or you'll come out of it going, I never want to touch my instrument again. And I was like, to be fair, obviously it's a bit black and white, it's not always the case, but she wasn't wrong. That was the case for a lot of people. So yeah, and then I have been working as a freelancer ever since. So I mainly work with orchestras, that's my main thing. So say an orchestra, you know, they have a full-time member, so that's somebody who's on a salary. They pretty much solely work for that orchestra, and say they've been taking the week off or they're ill or whatever, then they will call a freelancer like me. Or like at the moment, I am working for a opera company, and this is an orchestra that is made up of entirely freelancers. Now, a lot of these players do this opera season every single year, but it is a freelance orchestra. You know, nobody is guaranteed their seat year on year, if that makes sense. So I'm doing a couple of operas with them at the moment, which is wonderful. So yeah, that is my that is my job. And if anyone has any more questions about that, by the way, I am more than happy to answer it. I actually had another YouTube channel that was solely based around my work. And whilst that was really, really great, it was a little bit tricky because a lot of the time, you know, I obviously can't film when I'm at work. So showing the behind the scenes of things was actually quite tricky. So yeah, anyway, but if you have any more questions about that, let me know. I will be more than happy to answer them. And the mascara I was using, is the Sweed Cloud Mascara in dark brown. I am still absolutely loving this. It wears so well. Your eyelashes look exactly the same at the end of the day as they did when you first put it on. And that is the first time I've ever found mascara that does that. So yes, very impressed. Super simple outfit because I am literally going to come back and get changed into my concert gear because today is dress rehearsal day, which is fun and slightly nerve-wracking, but mostly fun. So I will see you guys in a bit. So the appointment went super well. Really, really, really exciting. It's going to be, yeah, a very, very special, very sentimental project that I cannot wait to tell you more about. Probably once we're a little bit closer to fruition, let's say, but I'm just out giving Tilly a little bit of a walk, and I thought I would finish off this answering your questions whilst I was out and about because it is glorious out here and I'm not rushing back. So the last question I'm going to answer is, are you still doing the Aldi product trying and like the little versions of these like beauty products, skincare line, all that kind of stuff? And I wanted to touch on this just because I think it brings up a topic which I'm finding difficult about content creation, and it's waste. I sort of don't want to be buying stuff just to try it and then not use it again. Now obviously I can give away spare products and I do, that's no problem, but I did, she's such a good girl, but I was finding that basically I was just ending up with a lot of product that I then, you know, wasn't going to use. So I haven't been, but like I say, you know, I have friends I could give this stuff to. So is that something that you would like to see? Would you be interested in, you know, trying Lidl's skincare line or Aldi's, or just, you know, trying out these different slightly more affordable options of skincare? Is that something that you would like to see, or are you kind of happy with things as they are? Let me know. I am going to, she's literally right here. She's like, Mummy, this is normally where you put me on my lead. And she's absolutely right. So I really, really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit, you know, a little bit less formal, a little bit more fun, and I will see you guys in the next one. The next one is going to be all the Henley Regatta joy of outfits, and then I'm going to be vlogging the day as well. So lots of Henley content coming, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.